So, talking about getting started and cultivating good design habits. So you might be wondering, how can I get better at game design? Unfortunately, there's not really an easy answer or method for designing a game for the first time. You kind of just have to jump in and do it. But that also means there's a lot of potential to learn and improve, which is what I'm here to help you with this semester. So I've been giving some thought about how I became a game designer and what I learned after creating games for fun, for friends, school, and work. It's not really straightforward, and I don't think I can necessarily teach you game design outside of encouraging specific processes or habits. So the following is a list of habits, activities, and ways of thinking that might help you on your journey. I know that not everyone here is specifically interested in game design as a discipline or a job, but if you are, this might be a good list to get you started. So firstly, critique other games. Play or watch a lot of games. I know that maybe you've been told to maybe not play as many games as you have been, but I think at least for short periods, the first hour of a game is invaluable for learning about sort of how to dissect its core mechanics, its pillars, you know, some of its issues, maybe some of its user experience and that sort of thing, especially games outside your comfort zone. Be omnivorous when it comes to playing games. So try to break down what works and what doesn't about the design, the mechanics, the art, the pacing, etc. There's a lot of critical analysis of games out there, especially YouTube right now. There's like a ton of YouTubers that are covering this sort of material. Game Maker's Toolkit is the one that I'd recommend, and also the GDC channel, the Game Developers Conference, has a lot of backlog of talks that are really interesting and go into both critique and like post-mortem, so people sort of dissecting their own game experience. Watch and listen to some of those for inspiration. They're really good. So watch, listen, and read other works. Inspiration can come from anywhere. Many designers come from backgrounds in filmmaking, writing, graphic design, or music. They don't necessarily have a background that specifically taught them how to make games. But because it taught them how to make other things and how to make things in general, that can be a really good skill to cultivate. So use other forms of media to fuel your imagination. It will make your games more interesting and less self-referential, which is usually a good thing. It's what will make you stand out. Cultivate a life outside of games. I know I just told you to play a lot of games, but the same goes for hobbies completely outside of media consumption. Be with your friends, go outside, play sports, pet animals, do gardening, look at the sky. These things will make you a better designer. So I want you to cultivate your imagination and your experiences that only you can uniquely bring to games. But I also want you to take care of yourself. So part of cultivating a life outside of games means resting, taking time to recharge, and not working all the time. Because I think that, burnout in the industry is exceedingly common, especially among probably equally among like indie and solo developers and AAA people, but for different reasons. So also take the time that you need to like address your mental health and to recharge so that you can come back with like a full imagination. Be open to feedback and iterate. So no design is ever perfect the first time. Learn to listen to feedback from your team, your peers, your players. Let go of the design that doesn't work in testing, and test and critique all the time. Really, iteration and feedback are like the core of any design practice, and you're probably going to hear it in a lot of different places, but that is really the best way to get better. It's the best way to make like the best product that you can make, the best experience that you can make. And be a good listener. So trust your team and their expertise in their own work domains. When you go out in the world, it is unlikely that you're going to be making games by yourself. You're probably going to be working on a team, whether it's big or small. So whether it be technology, art, sound, UX, etc., the people that are working in those domains are experts in their field, or at least they're learning how to be, but they're going to be making the best decision that they can make for that project. So you want to make sure that you're taking their feedback into account because they have the game's like best interest in mind, right? Cultivate relationships with other game developers. We all have lots of knowledge to share, and give back to the community when you can. So when you feel like you have knowledge that you can pass on to the next new person, do so. This is how we build a better practice as an industry, right? And empathize with the player. So strive to imagine the player's point of view at each point in your game. What's their knowledge level coming in? What is their emotional experience at this point in time? What's their frustration right now? What are their joys? You know, like what's going to be really fun for them? You can ask them, like you can get people into play and ask them, right? And then be an advocate for their experience. You know, in my own personal work as a UX developer, I do a lot of player advocacy, because that's kind of my role on the team. Is I always have to be putting my brain in the mind, in the brain case of the player, right? And one of the things that I specialize in is accessibility design. So I'm always trying to think about ways that we can bring even more players who might be new to games, or who might have trouble with the way that games sort of like normally work in terms of controllers and that sort of thing, to sort of bring them into the fold so that they can experience the thing that we're making as well. And study relevant disciplines. So read game design books and critical analysis by other developers and game writers. That includes like the YouTubers that I mentioned before, but really there are like a lot of good like seminal game design books out there. A lot of them are referenced in this class. So The Art of Game Design, just a couple of level design books that you can get into. There are like several others that I haven't read, but like whatever you find, just, you know, take some time to read it. But also, it's good to read up on social sciences like psychology, anthropology, other kinds of design, so architectural design, UX, graphic design, etc. If you have any like prior knowledge in those, that's going to give you a big step up, because that's like giving your brain a whole other way to think about the world that you can then bring back to games, right? And be curious about the world. So have a desire to ask questions, solve problems, and create challenges for others. Be open to the experiences of others unlike yourself. And I think that that's going to make a better experience for everybody involved.